Hi everyone, in this short video tutorial, I will show you how to create a slideshow in a program called Microsoft Word. So Word is typically a word processing electronic publishing software program, but in this case, we're going to cheat and use it as a slide making software. All right, so the first thing you do is when you launch Word is you click on blank document. And I've zoomed right out here so you can kind of see. Normally you get a page that looks like that. So if you zoom right out, you can see the whole page. And what I want to do is change the orientation because I do not want portrait or tall. I want wide or landscape. So this is when you go to the layout menu, the layout tab, and under orientation, you choose landscape. Because most screens, let's be honest, are landscape in orientation. So that's the first thing. And then you can decide from here on how many pages you want. So you can go insert blank page and blank page and blank page. And these slides, these pages, if you think of them as slides, you can have as many as you like. So I've got 4 at the moment, and I might just stop there. And I'll just click my cursor on the first page. You can see my cursor is there. And this is where I start my design. And I'll take a bit of time to think about layout and composition, but in this case, I'm not going to waste your time. I just want to show you just a basic setup with a text box and an image. So here's my text box icon. It's under the Insert tab. So remember, click on Insert, click on Text Box. Ignore all this stuff at the top. You just want to draw your own text box. So just click on that. And then you can draw your box anywhere you want on the first page or the first slide. And remember, you can adjust this at any time. So with my first text box in place, I will type up some words, which might make it hard for you to see at this distance. But the words are Frank Frazetta is a legend. Not that you would actually say that. But then I select the text. In fact, let's just zoom in so you can really see what I'm doing. So let me just zoom in. And then I go to the Home tab in Word, and I can decide on my font, and I can decide on my text size. Now, most slides, you're hovering around 28 to 36 points in size. You can choose the color that you want. Look, you can spend half a day just dressing up your text box to make it look pretty, and then you can move it anywhere you want. You can resize it at any stage. So let's just say that I'm happy with that. If you don't want that black outline around it, you go to Format, and you just choose Shape Outline and just say No Outline, and then that's gone. So I've positioned my first text box on page 1. Let's just zoom out. Right. If I want to duplicate that onto page 2, I can certainly copy and paste. Control C for copy. So I select the text box first. Make sure there's no cursor blinking. Select the text box. Control C. Click on page 2. Control V, and then you've got a duplicate and you move it into position. And that way you can just change the words here. The father of fantasy art. And the great thing about duplicating the text box or copying and pasting it is that you end up with exactly the same type specifications, same font, same size, same color, and so on. All right, so there's our text boxes in place. I will now go and find some images. So I go to Google Images. So there's Frank Frazetta typed up, Google Images. And what I sort of recommend you do is that rather than just sort of cherry pick and pick, try to find one that would suit, tell Google what you want. And the way you do that is you go to this little cog wheel, settings, you click on that, you go to advanced search, and you actually say, Google, can I have images that are larger than 800 pixels? Most standard screen sizes are about 800 pixels wide. So when you're projecting a slide onto a screen, anything larger than 800 is fine. And then you might also want to say, just give me JPEG images, just so you're sure that you're going to get the right image for the job. When you click on advanced search, now Google will customize the search according to those settings. So I'm going to click on this first image and I'll right click it, copy, and you guessed it, on the first slide, I'm going to paste it. Well, it depends on where your cursor is. You can move this around, but at the moment you can't, because as soon as you paste something into Word, it kind of sticks to that page. See how I can't drag it? So what I have to do, if I want to move it anywhere around, I have to right click the image, and down where it says wrap text, I choose behind text or in front of text. Doesn't really matter. I'll choose behind text, and that lets me move it anywhere I want from page to page. See how I'm moving it? The great thing about that, I'll just zoom out a little bit more, is I can actually position it right to the edge of the page. Beautiful. If I want to resize it, I've got these little corner handles. So yes, I can resize it. And then just make a decision about where you want the image. And then of course, do the same with page 2. Go back to your browser, choose another image. Let's choose the Egyptian Queen. She's lovely. Right click, copy, back to Word, and of course, paste. And you just wait. Don't crash on me now, thank God. All right, and once again, right click the image, change the wrap setting to behind text. And then this was a really large one. You can actually then position that, resize it, and so on. If you're curious about the cropping options in Word, it's under Format. So under Format, there's a cropping tool, and that lets you actually crop an image for whatever reason. There you go, I've cropped the image. If you want to do that, I'll just go Control Z to undo it. All right, I'm not going to do the rest. It's important that the text boxes sit in the same spot on each slide. Try to position them. You might have to eyeball it just to kind of get it right. But imagine you've got the whole document finished. This is when you would get ready to export it as a PDF, because you can't play a Word document as a slideshow. So you want to be able to save this. I'll just go to File, Save As. I'll just save it to my documents as a Word document first. When I save my files, I always put my name in it. So imagine my name is Bill Bailey. I'll type in my name. What's the file? It is a Frazetta presentation or slideshow, and it's for task number 1. And you can also put the date if you want, but I won't. All right, so I've saved that to my computer. Now, under Format, I believe, no, sorry. All right, so what happens next is you would then save it as a PDF. And there's 2 ways you can save the document as a PDF. The first way is you go to File, and there it is, Save as PDF. The second way is Acrobat at the top here. There's a little Acrobat tab. Before you save it as a PDF, however, click on Preferences. And at the top here, Conversion Settings, just make sure it's set to smallest file size. Remember, if you're creating a slideshow in Word with lots and lots of images, your file size could blow out to 60, 70 megs. So by telling it, I want the smallest file size, it will compress the images and you won't have to worry too much about that. All right, so once you've changed the preferences, click on Create PDF. It's named already from before, and you click on Save. Now watch this. It's converting the Word document into a second file, which is a PDF. That's the PDF we're looking at now in Acrobat Reader. The great thing about a PDF is that you can go to View on the menu and choose Full Screen Mode. And there it is. To the unsuspecting audience, they would think that this was a PowerPoint slideshow. And then you use the forward key on the keyboard to advance to the next slide. And that's how you do it. Brilliant. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.